We were one of the many hook outfits, guerrillas fighting in the hills, fighting to the bitter end of World War II.
Salamat, Maxie. Iniligtas mo aking buhay.
Wala nga naman yung karding. Talagang kanya ng digmaan.
Kailan mat kailangan mo aking buhay. Maasahan mo.
Limutin mo yan.
Maxie, dapat ko natin sa Pangulong rock, mga bala, mga dinamita, mga baril.
Magaling. Meron pa ba natin sa mga hamon?
Wala na.
Magaling, magaling. Iiwanan natin ang takas. Pupula tayo na din.
Kaya!
I owed my life to Maxie. Something I swear I'd never forget. Maxie was a good commander, one of the best. And he knew how to treat a man.
Gising kayo! Gising kayo! Gising kayo! Gising! Gising kayo! Gising kayo! Gising kayo! Gising kayo!
Tapos na pala ang digmaan.
Tapos na! Mabuhay ang Pilipinas!
And then the big news. Yes, mabuhay Filipinas. The fighting was over.
Mabuhay ang Pilipinas!
But for some who couldn't stand the strain, the struggle had just begun. Jesus was like a brother to me, a kid whose sister, Trining, I wanted to make my wife. We were going home to the same province. To this kid, to all of us, it meant a new life. At long last, the war was really over. We were going home. These were friends and neighbors, kinfolk whom we hadn't seen in years. And this was the Flores de Mayo, one of our big fiestas.
Bata, makakaisipunin dyan. Umakit na kayo.
Aha, alagay nagkakahuntahan lamang kami.
Sige na, ikaw nang pumanik. Sige na. Kawawa naman ang kapatid ko.
Wala nga naman yan training. Ang pagkaumid ng dila ni Jesus ay bunga lamang ng kakilakilabot na inabot namin sa digmaan. Inaakala ko kung matadanas niyang muli ang ganyang hirap, ay maring manumbalik ang kanyang pangungusap.
Si Jesus ngayon ay isa ng tunay na lalaki. Hindi na siya musmus na katulad ng umalis siya dito sa atin.
Talagang ganyan training ang digmaan. Ang lahat ay nagbabago.
Nagbabago? Sa makatwid ay.
Hindi ako nagbabago training. Ang katunayan ay walang pangusap na maring itimbang sa aking naging pananabik sa'yo.
Ako man ay nangulila rin sa pagkakawalay mo sa akin.
Yamang narito na rin lamang ko ibig kong ihatid ka na sa dambana.
Oo, Karding.
I wanted Trining to know what was in my heart. She was worried about her brother, about his having lost the power of speech. We spoke of the future, of our marriage and life together. And I promised that we would be married soon, just as soon as I could get my back pay from the army.
Sa Makati, tatanggapin mo na ang inyong back pay bukas.
Oo, bukas.
O ito man ang iyong binabalak na gawin.
Pipigilin ko ang kanilang kabayaran. At ang iba lamang ang bibigyan ko ng konting halaga. Sa gayong paraan, ay aakalain nilang ang pamalaan ng hindi nagtiwala sa kanilang paglilingkod sa bayan. Mapupuot sila. At ang salapi paghahatian na lamang natin dalawa.
Hindi ko kailangan ng salapi. Ang kailangan ko ay makahikayat ka ng mga bagong kaanin.
Yun na nga, kasama na ngayon yun. Kapag sila'y napuot.
What I didn't know at the time was that Maxie, my former guerrilla commander, was planning to cheat me out of my pay. That he was building the groundwork for something which would eventually affect my entire life and the lives of thousands of men like me.
Bukas ng gabi, ha? Sa Victory Bar. Diyan ka na.
Okay. Salamat sa inyo, sir. At sa pamagitan ng inyong tulong, natanggap ko ang backpay pati ng mga bata.
Well, your unit received the biggest amount.
Oh, you see, they really deserve it, sir.
Maxie was one of the lucky commanders, for he had received the back pay due his entire outfit.
Thank you, sir.
Maxie! Maxie! Dali lang.
Oy, Karting! Mabuti tumating ka. Alam mo, areglado na ang backpay natin.
Oy,
Ito na.
nga sana pinarito ko sapagkat kailangan ko ng kwarta para sa aking kasal eh. Tsaka isa pa para kapag-umpisa sa bukid.
Kasi nga ba, nais ko lahat. Alam mo naman, hindi tayo nagpapabaya. Eto, tumanggap ka rito. Nakalista lahat ang pangalan nyo rito.
Ano?
Ayan.
Maxie showed me the list.
Tumanggap ka rito ng...
I was stunned at the amount he told me I had coming.
13.
But Maxie insisted that he would look into it for me. He treated me like a friend.
Aba, Maxie, ano ba naman biro yan? Baka binibiro mo.
Hindi ka ito binibiro, Karting. Alam mo, baka sakaling magkaroon pa tayo ng reconsideration, kaya hindi ako magtitigil ng kalalakad. Tanggapin mo muna ito.
Reconsideration?
Oo.
Kailan pa?
Alam mo,
Kailangan na ngayon.
maraming red tape dyan eh. Kung iinitan mo kagad ang ulo mo, lalong walang mangyayari.
Red tape? Bakit nung kailangan na tayo? Red tape ang kailangan?
Kaya nakas mo masyado.
Oo.
Karting, saan punta? Saan punta?
Abe doon, sa headquarter. Tatanungin ko sinong kailangan tanungin doon.
O ano, padre, napakainit ng ulo mo. Anong gagawin mo? Papansinin ka ba doon? Kung akong araw-araw ay nagpupunta ron, eto lang ang natanggap ko, ikaw pa, anong gagawin mo ron? Walang mangyayari sa'yo ron. Eto, tanggapin mo na itong 13 pesos na ito. At kung sakasakalit may kailangan ka pa, baka sakaling matulungan kita. Alam ko ang kalagayan mo na, unawaan kita, padre. Una mo na ito.
Hindi na. Kailangan kong kwarte.
Hirap sa'yo, pare. Iniinitan mo ang ulo mo. Mamaya magkita tayo sa Victory Bar. Baka sakaling may magawa akong tulong. Saka natin pag-usapan kung ano man ang gusto mo. Eto, kunin mo na ito.
Daya mo na.
Makakatulong din sa ito. O sa Victory Bar, ha?
And insisted that we meet that night at a Victory Bar.
Still you're walking beside me.
Sabi mo tagpuin. Oo nga, pag ngayon ka lang dumating, gawin na pa kayo nita. Tuba ko straight.
I'll get it.
Ano ka, Teng? Magaling na rin, ha? Alam mo yung dimbangin ko yung lumikha ng maraming sugat at nag-iwan ng mga pila. Ang iba naman yung damdami na nasulatan. Kaya naman tayong dapat...
In spite of Max's assurance that he would help me get my money, I couldn't really enjoy myself. I told him about training, about our plans to get married, about the farm and the folks. I wanted him to know that the back pay meant more than just money to spend, to have fun with. That it was going to help me find a place for myself. I felt out of place here. I wanted to get out, to get back to training. Maxie seemed to prove himself a great friend, for he not only understood my feelings, but insisted that I accept some of his money. I felt deeply indebted to him, not only for my life, but for his present help. He gave me faith and hope. For now, I could fix up the farm and depend on the money I felt he would get for me from the army.
Salamat. Huwag mo lang sanang hindi balita sa akin. Huwag mo lang...
Ano natin? Sa papel? Oo, kumalakay mo. Ano ba yung barbon? Kanin ka naman ng kanin eh. Opo.
Shall I get a girl for you, friend?
No. Alam mo, isa naman ang babae para sa akin.
Alam ko na, ibig mo sabihin. Sige, minom na tayo, ha? Good luck, ha?
Bueno, ate, ha?
Hindi ka na patipigilan.
With this feeling of gratitude, I left for home. If I had only realized that Maxie was planning to use me, that he had a list of men who would serve his end in time, if I had known then what Maxie really represented, things might have been different.
Mac, how about a drink?
I missed you.
What a place to meet.
Can't take any chances, not now. Did you spot our men?
Yeah,
Good. What about the rest of the contact?
they're ready to move. A lot of big names in that group.
If they are found out, our coast will break up.
Old party members?
They did back before the war. When you and I were fighting in Shanghai, they were the leaders of the party then.
The day we fight out in the open, like the days in Shanghai with guns, manpower. That's what I'm working for.
Take it easy. Meet me later.
Went away in my heart. Went with you.
Max. Mga restaurant. Teka muna. Mamaya natin pag-iibihan. O, kanino ba may pag-iiba? Magtataka ka kung kanino natin pag-iisa. Ang lahat ba ng mga nakalista dyan eh, nakatanggap pa ng bakti?
Pinili ko nga yung mga hindi nakatanggap.
Oo. Eh, kung siya tayo magtanong sa... Kung sino magtanong sa morgue,
Hindi na magtatanong yun.
inayos ko lang lahat. Ay na. Sumunod ka sa akin ha. Waiter! Keep the change ha.
Come in. Close the door.
Hey, where are you?
Here.
Mac, you're the last guy I expected to see here in the Philippines. I thought you were killed in the Shanghai front.
No such luck. They saved me for the fighting over here, on this front.
You in the hills?
Why not, comrade? Maybe I can't see well enough to handle a gun. But I've got a weapon more powerful than guns, and more lasting. I can teach men to do the fighting.
Yeah, I know, but you are not
A Filipino? You know better than that, comrade. What's the color of my skin matter, comrade? Party has key men all over the world. A true communist has no country, no race, and no religion. You know that.
I know.
He serves only one cause. The revolution.
Pakita mo sa kanya listahan ng ating mga bagong kasapi.
The new men?
Yeah. At magbuhat ngayon, ang iyong tungkulin ay humanap ng mga bagong kaani. I'm telling him that we are organizing a new hook army.
Good. The Central Community is now ready to build and support an army.
An army? May dapat niyang malamang ito'y matagal ko nang ginagawa. And by the way, Mac, I'm ready for the real fight.
Kung gustong maliwanagan, show him how it works.
It's simple. Get enough men to lose faith in their government, make them fighting mad, and teach them the party line. The time is right, Maxie. The people are sick, tired, they're confused. The time to strike is now.
It should work.
It's got to work.
We had been planning for years.
We'll train a new army. Not just how to use guns, but we'll give them a reason to use them. A real kind of reasoning, a real communist revolution. We'll turn the land against them. Their own people will grow to hate them. Listen. As long as we can get the people to think they're fighting for their rights, our cause will keep growing. You think the war is over, comrade? Well, you're wrong. The party is planning, building. If we can't win by peaceful means, build on hate, fear, use force. Remember that. Because that's what we're going to use now. Force.
Hindi tayo maaaring magsimula. Ang lupa ay tigan.
Mapagyayaman natin itong muli. Magsumikap lamang tayo.
Paano? Wala tayong salapi. Wala tayong katulong.
Paano walang katulong? Nariyan ang kapatid mong si Manuel. Ang kapatid ko si Jesus. Ako.
Matindi yung pag-asa, no?
Sapat ang pag-asa ko para sa ating dalawa, aking mahal.
Matatagalan pa bago kumakuha ang aking back pay. At kung tayo pakakasal ngayon
ay magkatulong tayo sa gawain para sa kinabukasan. Matutuwa ang ating mga magulang. Handa na ang lahat. Magkapiling ay bubungkalin natin ang lupa. Magkatulong ay muli nating pasasaganain.
Nalalaman mo bang ang kailangan natin ay salapi upang masunod natin ang ating mga nais? At iyan ang wala tayo.
Ipagpapatuloy ko ang pagtuturo ko sa paaralan. At sa ganyang paraan ay matutulungan kita.
Hindi. Kung tayo makasal, yan ay aking tungkulin. Ang maghanap buhay.
I wanted to wait. Wait until the back pay came in. And then get married.
Ikaw ang bahala.
I wanted our marriage to be secure. But Trining insisted. She wanted to share my life, my hard times. She wanted to fight for the future together. It was a hard decision to make, but I knew she was right. I knew that we belonged together. That in spite of everything, we should get married. We had waited a long time, and so the decision was made.
Tayo magtatagumpay. Salamat, Padre Tony. Meron yata mga tao ibig sumayaw doon. Mabuti doon na kayo tumugtog. Nasisiyahan ka ba, Mrs. Bautista?
Oo, Carding. Ang inaalala ko lamang ay kung ang buhay natin ay laging ganitong masaya.
Kung ganitong lagi tayong magkasama, ang lahat ng sandali pawang kaligayahan.
Uy, nawala kayong dalawa.
Ay, Nay.
Nay,
Mga anak ko. O siya, dito na kayo. Ako nang bahalang kumatindi sa mga tauhan natin, ha? Sa mga bisita. Ibig yata magpaalam ni Padre Reyes, eh.
Aha.
I think that on the day of our marriage, we were the happiest people in the world.
Kayong dalawa.
And as is our custom, the whole barrio celebrated with us.
Masaganang kabuhayan.
Yes, this was our happy day. A day that Trining and I would always cherish and remember. Everyone was happy for us. Even the town padre wished us luck and gave us his blessing. Mr. Fargas, a local businessman, promised to help us get started with a loan. We felt lucky and confident in the future.
Mabuhay si Carding! Mabuhay si
Hindi yata wasto ito, Carding. Wala na ba tayong ibang paraan? Kailangan pang pirmahan ko pa ito, anak.
Wala nang nalalabing paraan, Inay, kung hindi yan na lamang upang masaka natin ang bukid. At yan naman ay matutubos natin sa pagkakasanla. Sa unang pag-aani pa lamang. At kung sakaling hindi, pagtanggap po Inay ng back pay, di bayaran natin sila agad. Ano pa ang dapat ninyo ikatakot?
Akala ko pa napakasunduan na niyo isang layang bukid na yan, hombre. Kanya ako na parito. Para sa akin walang anuman yan lupang yan. Ang nais ko lamang ay upang...
Mr. Fargas was a businessman and was willing to lend us money if we put up the farm as security. Mother's lifeblood. Her only possession was this piece of land, and she found it hard signing the agreement. Manuel, my brother, felt embittered. He was against using the land as security. He felt Fargas was only after our land. Fargas, resenting this, walked out on us.
Fargas? Ano ba nangyayari sa'yo, kuya? Nalalaman mong kailangan natin ng salapi upang maipagpatuloy natin ang pagsasaka sa bukid. Ngayon, kinalit mo si Mr. Fargas. Saan tayo kukuha ng pabili ng binit ng kagamitan sa bukid? Ano ang gusto mo? Matuyot ng tuluyan natin lupa?
Bayaan mong matiyot. Subalit, mananatiling atin ang lupang yan.
Atin nga. Ngunit kung walang tanim, anin natin yan?
Pagtyagaan natin.
Pagtiyagaan. Kung ganito wala tayong kwarta.
Hindi kwarta ang kailangan natin. Ang kailangan natin magpatuloy rin ang pawis, sipag at pagtityaga. Sa ganung paraan, magtatagumpay tayo.
Magtatagumpay.
Carding, ito lamang ang masasabi ko sa iyo. Tama ang sinabi ni Manuel. Kinakailangan pagtulong-tulungan natin bungkalin ang lupang yan, sapagkat yan lamang ang may pamamana ko sa inyo. Kung yung isasanla ito at saka kung ano man ang mangyari, ano magiging kinabukasan ninyo?
Aba, kayong bahala, Inay. Ako ay wala nang pakialam dyan. Total inyo ang lupa. Ang kuya masyadong marunong. Pues kayo na. Ako ay huwag na nyo ibilang.
Ang mungkahi ko, sa araw na ito, Carding, ay bubungkalin natin ang lupa. Ano, tutulungan ba ako?
oo kuya, tutulong kami sa'yo.
Hindi, Trining. Ang nais ko ay siyang sumagot. Ano, tutulungan ba ako?
Manuel was for making the land pay by hard work, but I insisted that we needed farm tools which only money could buy. Manuel left the house in a fit of anger. This upset Mother and confused me, for Mother was willing to do anything to keep us together.
Hindi ko akalain. Sa kaprasang lupang ito'y humantong pa sa pag-aalitan ninyong magkapatid.
Trining tried to make me understand.
Kita nung maging pasya, nananalig ako sa'yo. Pagod ka, no?
Hindi bale.
Saan sila naman eh?
Ayun, kasama yung dalawa eh. Kuya! Jesus!
Ito! Oh! Oh, andyan na!
Mag-ingat ka sana. Lakad ka ng lakad, nangangalay ka pa naman. Okay ka na pala yung dalawa eh. Hindi yata kasama si Carly. Bakit ba hindi ninyo kasama si Carly, ha?
Napunta pa sa bayan eh. Punta ko kay Mr. Pargas.
Eh, ikaw ba naman eh, pumapayag na?
Eh, wala po tayong magagawa eh. Kailangan po natin ng kwasta. Maibili natin ng pataba at binhi. At nangangailangan pa tayo ng traktor at patubig sa napakatigas po ang lupa eh. Kasi po eh, napakatagal din namang hindi natin natamnan yung bukod na yan eh. Ang sabi ho ni Carding, eh maaari tayong pautangan ni Mr. Pargas ng madalian. At yun naman ay mababayar natin sa unang pag-aani.
Uy, ano naman daw yung sulat na dumating kanina? Tarantang-taranta si Carding eh.
Yun ho ay tungkol sa kanyang back pay. Meron nung isang opisyal ng guerrilla na sumulat sa kanya at ang sabi ay maaari na niyang tanggapin.
Ay, salamat naman sa Diyos. Kung hindi man sa ani, eh maski sa back pay, mababayaran natin yung Mr. Pargas na yan.
Much later, I received a letter from Maxie informing me that he would come to see me soon about my back pay.
Aba,
I rushed to Pargas to ask him once more for a loan. Manuel realized by this time that we did need help.
akala ko ba dahil...
He explained all this to Mother, who was happy in the realization that Manuel and I were now of the same mind on the matter.
Babalik dito yung matandang yan. Eh, saan binibitihin niya yung lupa natin?
Ay, mababayaran naman natin ah.
Yan eh, para sa 3 buwan eh. Tayo nakakaintindihan na eh.
Mr. Fargas's terms were hard.
Tama ho.
He wanted payment within 3 months. We agreed, for I now felt that my pay would surely come through on time, and that with the right farming tools we could reap a good harvest.
Mr. Vargas, kailan ho naman namin makukuha ang kwarta?
Bukas. Bukas na bukas, maaari pumunta sa opisina at nakahanda ang kwarta.
Mga anong oras?
Maski anong oras sa umaga. Diyan na kayo.
Huwag kayong mag-alala, Inay. Ang lakas nitong bagyo ito, kuya. Pakpak hindi pa tayo maanin. O bakit pa nagsusunod pa yan? Inay, bakit pa susunod pa kayo?
Itong batang ito hindi ko mapigilan Ibig ka daw makita at saka ibig makita sa tanim.
Ito naman, lakas-lakas ng bagyo ngayon, babaksak. Mabuti umuwi na kayo.
Yan na naman, anak.
Sige na, ayun na, babaksak na.
Yan na naman, nahihila pa rin.
Sinabi ko na nga ito ulan eh.
Kasi, oras na niya.
Kuya, dalilan nyo.
Garding, lalaki ang anak mo.
May anak nga ako. Ngunit ano yung pasasalubong ko sa kanya? Ang kawalang pag-asa.
Hindi, Karding. Bukas na bukas paghinto ng bagyo, makikita natin kung anong natin sa ating pananim. Lakasan mo yung loob. Habang tayo nabubuhay, ay tayo may pag-asa.
We had lost everything. There was nothing we could do. There was nothing to say, nothing but to give thanks to God for delivering my newborn son safe and sound, and for guarding over my wife, who was now a mother. For this, I was thankful.
Ano yung Mr. Vargas?
Sandali ho lang, Mr. Vargas. Napasal kayo, Mr. Vargas.
Karding, mukhang nasalanta ng lahat ng inyong pananim. At sa tingin ko, wala na kayo naanihin.
Meron pa naman ho siguro. Yun ho siguro aming kakanin, pero yung aming babae sa inyo, yun ho ang napinsala. Ngunit huwag kayong mag-aalala. Siguro ho, makakapagsimula kami magtanim muli.
Sa lalong madaling panahon, magtatanim kami.
Dinaramdam ko, hombre. Hindi ko na kayo maaaring bigyan kanyang pagkakataon.
Mr. Vargas had come to get his money.
Itong abogado ko, dala ko ngayon. Ikaw, paliwanag mo, hombre.
I explained that if he would just wait a little longer, my back pay would come in. The attorney for Mr. Vargas made it clear that his client was within his rights and that he was entitled to the land as payment.
Bahay na ito. Kaya, maaari na kayo magbalot-balot. Sapagkat kailangan ang bahay at lupang ito ni Mr. Vargas.
Bakit ho ganun? Hindi ho ganun ang pagkakaintindi ko eh. Mr. Vargas, ang akala ko ho ba ibigin yung makatulong sa mga naglipunan sa bayan?
Nakikiusap kami, Mr. Vargas. Bigyan pa kami ng konting pagkakataon.
Nothing I had to say helped. Vargas wanted us off what he now considered his land. I tried appealing to his sense of justice. I explained that this was all we had left, the back pay. In just a few weeks, I would have it.
Sa loob ng 2-3 linggo, hindi pa kayo makabayad, mari na kayong malis.
Mr. Vargas, hindi niyo kami basta may pagtataboyan ng ganyan.
Bakit hindi?
Hindi naman kami putik sa ilalim na inyong talampakan,
Putik-putik ni Matsi Kwarto sinasabi mo, hombre.
Mr. Vargas, inuulit ko sa inyo na mabuti pa pag hindi rin lang ninyo kami bibigyan ng pagkakataon. Lumayas na kayo at baka mapatay ko lang kayo.
Vargas's attorney tried stopping me. It took a lot to keep from hitting him.
Dito, baka tonin ko pagmumukha mo. Mr. Vargas, inuulit ko sa inyo. Bigyan na niyo kami na isang pagkakataon nang maiwasan na natin itong lahat ng samaan ng loob at gulo.
Sandali lang. Mr. Vargas!
Inay, pabayaan niyo sa hukuman na tayo mag-usap.
Mr. Vargas, sandali po lamang.
Ano pa?
Nakikiusap po ako sa inyo. Huwag ninyong kukunin ang lupa namin. Maawa po kayo sa amin. Bigyan pa ninyo kami ng kaunting panahon.
Inay, huwag na kayo makiusap sa kanya. Total, walang puso yan taong yan. Sa hukuman na tayo makipag-usap.
Parang talo na tayo, anak. Sapagkat wala tayong ibubugol sa abogado. Pagyan mo ako makiusap. Mr. Vargas, tiklop-tuhod ko pong humihingi sa inyo ng awa. Bigyan ninyo kami ng panahon. Ito pong lupa't bahay na ito para sa aking maanak.
Mother insisted on pleading with Vargas. But he stood firm, and as she grew excited and desperate, Vargas finally decided to leave. She hung on, and he pushed her away. And that was all I could take. That was all.
Karding, huwag! Karding, huwag!
Tama na, Karte! Biniwan mo ko! Tama na! Lumayas ka! Papayaran ninyo ito, Sal! Lumayas kayo! Labag kita sa batas! Hindi! Lumayas kayo! Sinabi ko lumayas kayo eh! At tandaan ninyo, huwag niya kayo babalik dito kahit kailan! Hala! Lumayas kayo, matay! Ibargo yun ang aming lupa, ha? Lumayas kayo! Lumayas na kayo sabi! At huwag niya kayo babalik kahit kailan dito! Papatay ko kayo lahat! Lumayas na kayo, matay!
Ano ang gagawin natin? Baka kung napano na si Mr. Vargas.
Kaya nga ho, nag-aantay tayo ng
I don't know what came over me.
Bahala.
What really made me hit Vargas? Training and Mother were worried. They expected Vargas to come back with the police.
Ipahihinain mo
I
lang.
tried to stay calm, to reason things out.
Ang tagal naman ng kuya. May dumarating ah.
Baka mga alagad ng batas. Diyos ko.
Kamusta ka, Maxie?
Mabuti. Ikaw talaga ang sadya ko. Kumusta? Talaga. Balitang-balita ka sa nayo, Karding. Ngunit ang nakalaban mo yata tila isa sa pinakamatigas sa puok na ito. Maganda po sa kanila.
Magandang gabi po naman.
Inay. Rining. Ito ang aking kaibigan. Siyang pinag-utangan ko na aking buhay.
Akalain ba naman ninyong hambalo si Karding ng palamukha ni Mr. Vargas? Ang balita ko'y nasa ospital yata ngayon.
Hindi lamang yun ang dapat kong ginawa sa kanya. Kung hindi nga lamang kay Trining at saka sa nanay, malamang sa inutang ko na ng tuloy ang kanyang buhay.
Ba't ano ba nangyari?
Alam mo, isinanla namin sa kanya aming bahay at lupa. Pagkatapos ay inaapura kami ng singil, gayong nalalaman naman niyang binagyo aming mga pananim. Ayaw naman tanggapin na ang pangako ko na babayaran ko siya oras na tanggapin ko aking back pay.
Tungkol dyan sa back pay.
After Maxie met the family, he gave me the facts.
Sabi ng Camp Marpet,
I had no more pay coming.
dapat natin tanggapin.
He insisted that the government had cheated all of us, that even he was cheated, in spite of their promises, in spite of the fighting we did. The past was dead and our fight forgotten.
Ngunit yan nga lamang ay magaganap kung kailan lamang sila magkaroon ng panahon.
Hindi makatarungan yan, Maxie. Nalalaman mo na ipinay natin ang buhay natin sa kamatayan upang ipagtanggol ang ating bansa. Ngayon naman ay dapat na tayo nilang ningapin. Hindi ba? Maniwala ka, Maxie, na pagka nagkataon, ay gagawin kong lahat ang aking magagawa upang ipagtanggol ang ating karapatan.
Talagang yan ang nararapat, Karding. Ipagtanggol natin lahat ang ating karapatan. Panahon na upang wakasan ang pangating ginagawa ng pamahalaan.
Wakasan ang pamahalaan? Ano ang ibig mong sabihin, Maxie?
Maxie insisted that there was only one thing left for people like us to do: fight back. Join the rest in the hills and fight for our rights.
Magiging malaking katulungan para sa amin.
Ang ibig mong sabihin ikaw ay hawk?
Sa ngalan na iyo, yan ang aming tatak. Ngunit higit sa lahat ay isang tunay na Pilipino. At kung ikaw, Karding, ay may paniniwala sa isang bagay, ay kinakailangan magkaroon ka ng lakas ng loob na maipagtanggol ang paniniwalang yan. Hinahamon kita ngayon. Sumama ka sa aming, Karding.
Ngunit, hindi ko maiiwanan ang aking tahanan.
Tahanan pa bang tawag ngayon sa isang bahay na hindi niyo matira at lupang hindi masaka? Isip-isipin mo lang.
Hey! Karding!
Manuel came in. Vargas had been badly hurt, and the police were on their way to our house.
Ikaw ay tatatakang siyang kriminal.
Kailangan kong makatakas. Ngunit, tanggapin kaya ko na yung mga kasamahan.
Nakahanda akong panindigan ng tunay mong karapatan, Karding. Sapagkat ikaw ay isang taong ibig mabuhay na matiwasay. At yan ay maisa sa katuparan mo lamang kung...
Maxie insisted I join him in the hills, become a hook and fight. Manuel condemned his idea as wrong. He called the hooks murderers, cutthroats.
Nakasala sa lipunan. Pag ikaw nasapi sa kanila, wala ka ng kapatawaran.
Huwag kang makialam, kuya. Ito ay natutungkol sa aking buhay. At walang makakapagsiya kundi ako. Ako! At si Trini.
I couldn't see leaving my home, my wife, my child.
Ay nalalaman kong wasto. Ikaw lang bahala.
Paano kayo, inay?
Kami na ang bahalang humanap ng ibang bahay na matitirahan. Ngunit umalis ka na lamang, Karding.
But Maxie had made it clear. I had no home. And if I stayed now, I'd be picked up like a criminal. Vargas had seen to that. Maxie was right. He had always been right. I decided to leave with him, to go to the hills, to join my old friends and fight for my rights.
Sasama ka rin ba?
Yan ang ilang bagay na nais matutuhan ninyo ng Central Committee. Kaya kayo naririto lahat. Is that all, Mac?
Yeah, thanks. The People's Liberation Army will, through revolution, build a true socialist order, controlled and administrated by the people. Translate it, will you?
What is it?
Somebody's coming.
Who?
Friend.
It's Maxie. Maxie!
Mac! Kumusta ka, Lita? I want you to meet Carding. Bautista!
Glad to meet you, Batista. Glad to have you with us.
Never thought I would,
You've got a lot to learn, my friend. Over here, we think of only one thing, the cause. I'd like you to meet my wife, Lita.
Kumusta kayo?
Pinagagalak pong makakilala kayo.
Carding mo ikamang pangalan niya?
Mhm.
Mukhang mangangailangan ng mahabang panahon upang maunawaan ang lubusan ng aming patakaran dito.
Kaya nga ako na parito upang matuto.
That's all right, Mac.
That's good. That's great. I'll go over and see Teodosia.
Okay.
I'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay.
Hey, Maxie! Ibe! Akala namin sino na kayo. Talagang bibigyan namin kayong 1 and 2 eh. Ano kasi?
Ako din.
Philippi just got in. He's coming in to report. Maxie brought in 2 new men.
Good.
At pati ko, Jesus, ha? Nakita mo na? Di tama sinabi ko sa'yo na makakatagpo mo rito ang dati mong mga kasama.
Para din ang dati, ano, ha?
Gaya ng dati. Ito nga tayo magre-report. Mabuti sumunod na kayo sa akin.
Pagdaya. Sipe.
Ano? Napakabalta ba ninyo kung nasaan ang traitor na si Enteng? Nalalaman namin kung saan siya nakatira.
But he's still alive.
Buhay pa ba siya?
Buhay pa.
Maybe we could bring him in. Make an example out of him.
You got a good point there, Mac. Dukutin niyo siya ng buhay. Dalhin niyo rito at gawin natin siyang huwaran.
Okay. Sandali lang, ha? Ating. Sus. Teodosia,
Oh, Maxie.
ayun ang dalawang bagong kasama.
Maxie assured Teodosia that we were top men. Felipe told him that we had all fought together during the war.
Maaari ba natin asahan ang dalawang yan?
Sinama ko, di ba?
Maaari ko pandahin ang dalawang yan sa pagpunta ko na Vicente. Oo. Mga karancho ko yan eh. At nang may pakilala mo tuloy sa kanila ang ating patakaran dito.
Felipe requested that we be sent with him on the raid. Teodosia seemed to like this idea, and we left with Felipe.
Bakit naman pinasama mo kagad? It's too early to let them go, man.
I think he'll fit in fine.
Ang tungkulin mo ay humanap ng mga bagong kasapi. But leave the training to Mac and me.
Nasabi ko na naman.
hindi wala kinalaman sa mga bagay na ito. Bitawan niyo si Toki bababa. Ba? Ano kailangan niyo? Baba! Baba!
Ako, anong gagawin niyo sa kanya?
Nahihirap masalita.
Ako, asawa ko.
Gawin na niyo lahat ng magagawa niyo sa akin, ngunit mabayaan niyo ang aking pamilya.
Walang gagawin ng pamilya mo. Ikaw ang kailangan namin.
Wala kayong may susumbat sa akin, wala.
Sa makatuwid ay hindi ka tututol na sumama sa amin sa bundok.
Sasama? Sa bundok?
Oo. Merong gustong malaman si Teodosia tungkol sa isang taong taksil na pinahamak ang isa namin kasama.
Wala akong nalalaman dyan. Maniwala kayo sa akin. Wala akong nalalaman dyan.
Sinabi ko na sa'yo, Ate. Huwag mong gawin yung bagay na yan. Pinalahanan kita.
Vicente was desperate.
Huwag ka makialam.
He knew the fate that awaited him as a traitor to the Hook movement, as an informer. He didn't want to be taken back to camp. He trusted no one.
Pwede niyo ginawa ito.
Hindi sana sa nagpangalamak mo, sir.
Hindi ba ninyo nalalaman ang order sa akin?
Napaka, sir eh.
Mabibilis magsikilo sa mga bata mo, Felipe. Saan sila natuto niya?
Tayo na! Mandarmiling!
Ba't kaya lang kayo dumating? Kanina ko pa yun iintay.
May orders kaming ginawa.
Milling was a hook runner who was sent to inform Felipe that he and his men were needed in a major raid taking place in another part of the province.
Okay.
We were to return to camp with Milling.
Sumama na kayo
As a former guerrilla, I couldn't help but admire the thoroughness of the hook movement.
Okay, boys. Let's go!
Kaya ako kayo tinapo rito ay upang malaman kong kalagayan ng inang.
Ang dati ng karamdaman ng tinataglay ng inang.
At ang kanyang pangungulila sa iyo. Umuwi ka na raw.
Sabihin niyo sa kanya na hindi na ako makakauro ngayon. Naging lubhang mahigpitan ang tugisan namin ng mga pisi. At kami malapit ang magtagumpay.
Kung ipakiusap ko ba yung sumuko ka na bilang kapatid na katatanda sa iyo, paunlakan mo kaya ako.
I was now a full-fledged commander, a well-trained hook.
Walang kapatid sa sulit.
I believed in what the leaders said about this cause, and that it was my duty to serve the hook movement. For to me it meant helping my people. That's what they taught me in the hills. That's why I couldn't go home, in spite of Trining's pleading and Manuel's reasoning. I loved training. I tried to explain on our occasional meetings that I was doing all this for her and my child. I wanted her to understand, to try to understand. One raid led to another, month after month after month.
Pagkatanggap ko ng inyong pasabi ako na parito kagad. Narito bang tao masasabi sa atin kung saan natin mahuhuli si Commander Bautista?
Andi dito, ngunit nagdadasal pa. Inaakala mo, Manuel, na tama ang iyong gagawin. Ito ang wastong panahon upang iyong patutaan.
Ewan ko nga po, Padre. Kaya nga po ako nagpunta rito upang humingi ng payo sa inyo. Ang kapatid ko isang pinuno ng hope. Kung kayo kaya ang malagay sa aking kalagayang kapitan, anong inyong gagawin?
Mapipilitan akong ibigay ko siya sa pamahalaan. Alang-alang sa ikapapayapa ng bayan at alang-alang din naman sa kanyang sariling katahimikan.
Ang nais ko po lamang sanang mangyari. Huwag naman sanang ipalagay ng aking kapatid na siya aking pinagtaksilan.
Hindi naman makakagayon. Pagkat ang lahat ng ito ay sa kanyang kabutihan din.
Saan natin matatagpuan si Commander Bautista?
Doon po sa aming bukid, mamayang hapon.
Natitiyak mo?
Opo, sapagkat nagpasabi ako sa kanyang malubhang aming ina.
Natitiyak mong siya ipaparoon?
Pupunta po, sapagkat hindi...
I never really believed that Manuel meant to give me away,
Opo, ang aming
to betray his own flesh and blood. He was a good man, a simple farmer who believed in the earth, who wanted to do the right thing, placing his faith in God putting his trust in the belief that thou shalt not kill, that to kill was a sin, Manuel had the Padres send for the PCs. He knew that I would be visiting our mother, for she was on her deathbed. Training had sent word to me, and Manuel decided to have me taken. He wanted to save me from the hooks before it was too late. And after he had made the PCs promise to take me alive, he gave me away.
Maraming salamat po, Padre.
Tama ang iyong ginawa, no? Totoo.
Salamat po, Padre.
Nay, mamaya ko ng kaunti dadating na huling gatas sa sariwa.
Gatas.
Oho.
Gatos! Sariwa! Gatos! Sariwa!
Training. Sino yan?
Yan ang nagagatas na inihintay natin, Inay.
To see my mother this way was more than I could stand.
Inay,
Anak ko! Karding. Sinasabi ko na nga ba't darating ka na? Lagi kitang iniintay. Lagi akong nagdarasal.
narito na ako ngayon, Inay. Makakapagpahinga na kayo. Pilitin niyo magpahinga nang kayo gumaling.
Oo, anak. Mapayapa na ako ngayon.
Karding, huwag ka nang umalis. Tumito ka nang muli sa ating pamamahay. Alang-alang sa ating anak at kay Inay.
Pamamahay? Tinatawag mo ba ito isang pamamahay? Hindi, Trini. Ipaglalaban ko ang aking paniniwala. Marami kong natutuwa sa mundo. Ang katunayan ay ako isang commander na ngayon. Darating ang araw. Nagiging hawa rin ating buhay. Si Baby.
Nandiyan natutulog.
Karding!
Inay, mga pisi. Hindi ako pauhuli sa kanilang buhay.
Karding, kung mga pisi na sila, sumuko ka na. Mamamatay ang Inay kung paglaban ka dito. Ibo ka.
Inay.
Karding, kumustili ka.
Huwag kayong mag-alala, Inay.
Mahawa ka sa Karding.
Tatago ko sa likod na aparador. Pilitin mo kalis sila.
Oh.
Sige.
I had to get away. In spite of their pleading, I had to hide.
Hanap namin si Ricardo Bautista.
I could hear Trining trying to deny the fact that I was there. I heard Manuel speak up and Trining stop him.
Walang mangyayari sa kanya.
Manuel!
Walang mangyayari sa kanya. Kung kayo na kung hanap sa kanya.
Karding!
Labas siya, Ricardo Bautista! Sarandod ka na!
Karding! Lumabas ka na dyan, anak. Mahawa ka sa akin.
Pumasok ka rito kung gusto mo.
Karding, hindi ako
Labas siya, taas ang kamay!
Karding, hindi ako makahiga.
I wanted to fight it out, but when Mother's voice rang out pleading with me, I had to come out. I had to give up.
Inay, Inay, ano nangyari sa inyo? Inay. Ano? Inay! 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 Inay!
This was Manuel's fault. Her death was his doing. His and the PC's. The thought almost drove me mad with rage.
Tinaramdam ko, Mr. Bautista. Ngunit kailangan sumama ka sa akin.
Oo. Sasama ako sa inyo.
Tayo. Tayo.
Sandali ho lamang. Nakita naman ninyong namatay ang aking ina.
Tayo.
Tayo! Tumayo ka! Alikod! Alikod! Sige, alikod! Sige, agad!
Sardinya.
Agad! Huwag kang kailan! Agad!
Tita, mga tawang ko'y mapipilitang bumaril pag ito ay nagtangkang tumakas. Ngunit ang pinag-usapan natin, hindi mo siya pipisilain. Kung siya isusuko, ngunit sa ganitong paraan siya'y mababaril.
Karding! Karding! Sumuha
Sige,
ka
huwag ka
na
lalapit!
sa amin!
Huwag ka lalapit ni.
You have your orders, men! This man tries to leave fire!
Tignan natin. Sige!
As I used the captain for a shield and worked my way in among the corn, I could hear Manuel pleading that they had promised to take me alive. As I ran for my life, I could hear Manuel shouting, trying to prevent them from shooting.
Wag! All right, Ben! All right! Takas na!
Tulong! Tulong! Karding! Takbo! Karding! Takbo! Takbo!
Kayo ba'y napagitna Hindi namin sinasadya.
Bale. Nakatakas pa sa training.
Oo, Manong, nakatakas siya.
Salamat sa Diyos. Marahil. Pinatatawad niya ako.
Manong.
Maxie, napakaraming kawal. Ang nasa gupa namin. Marami ng taong namamatay. Marami namang sibilyang namamatay. Ang bubuti ito malilisit tayo.
Hindi! Doon tayo! Dali mo sige!
Hindi kayo nagaya. Nakikiusap po kami sa inyo.
This was Jesus's family, my wife's family. They tried to make Maxie understand that their son was one of them. A hook like Maxie. But it did no good. Maxie didn't care. He thought only of himself.
Ano yung Pilipe? Wala ka na lang! May sumunod sa ating paraan! Pali-puli mga tao tumusay sa ating layunin!
Inalakta, Maxie. Ikaw ay ahente ng mga komunista. At ginagawa natin sa kapakanan mo. Susuko!
Pilipe, huwag ka tanong nun! Pilipe!
Susuko! Ay, itong ginagawa natin.
Tayo! Ay, nagkila! Kasama! Pulong! Ay, Pilipe! Sila!
Felipe couldn't stand any more killing. He called Maxie a murderer. He denounced the hooks. He suddenly realized that he was wrong. That all this killing, this whole rotten scheme of things was working against his own people. There was only one thing to do, and Felipe did it.
All right, this one.
Saan? Alis tayo dito! Madali! At saka lang tayo magkontak sa bundok! Sir! Punong-puno ng pitch yung bundok! Papalapit sa atin!
Oh, nalalaman ko.
PC, I better get my notes together. We have to leave fast.
Teodosia, si Felipe sumuko na.
Bakit? Anong nangyari?
Ang nayong nilusob namin ay lumaban.
Maxie reported that Felipe had surrendered, but that he had managed to wipe out most of Santa Maria.
Eh kung gano'n pinagtapatan ni Felipe ating kinalalagyan. Kung kayo dumadagsa mga pitch sa bundok.
Bakit? Ano bang nayon ang inyong nilusob?
Nayo na Santa Maria.
Santa Maria! Ngunit bayan namin yun ah! Bakit naman yun ang inyong... Sapagkat... Teka! Naroon namang armas na kailangan namin!
Jesus, suddenly realizing that his home barrio was raided, became desperate with fear over the safety of his family.
Hindi pa ba yan ang pinasok nyo? Yun nga. Jesus! Saan ka pupunta? Jesus! Saan pupunta yun? Uwi sa amin yun! Jesus! Kaling! Mabayang ka! Kami! Maraming tigil yan!
No matter what happens, you go with the rest. Don't worry about me. I'll follow you later.
What about you?
Please, Lita, just listen to me. Go with the rest.
Hurry up.
Go ahead, please. Goodbye.
I said focus down, things!
I'm doing the best I can!
Watch out!
Watch out!
Mac! Mac!
Yeah. See, I can't see without my glasses. My glasses, Theo.
Enough!
I can't see without my glasses. My glasses, I can't see without. Can't see without.
Can you see now? Yep! Go up!
Yeah.
Ano nangyari, mahal ko?
Pinasok kami ng mga kasamahan ninyo. At ang nanay at ang tatay.
O ano?
Jesus, kasamahan sa mga nasawi sa bayan ay ang ating mga magulang.
Learning from training that his family was killed by the hooks, Jesus broke down.
Kaya't kanting pinakikiusap ko sa iyo, sumuko ka na. Ang bagay na ito hindi hahantong sa mabuti. At ang isa pa, ang bayang ito'y ligid na ng mga pisi. Kaya't sumuko ka na. Alang-alang malamang ko aming tani.
Niraramdaman ko, Trining. Ngunit, lubhang mahigpitan ang labanan ngayon. Hindi ako maaari sumuko.
Karding, mga pisi na yan. Sumuko ka na. Sumuko ka na, Karding. Hindi mo pa ba naman nakikita at mga dugot
But in spite of Trinning's pleading, I could think of only one thing. Escape. Escape to me was the only way out. To run was my only thought.
Jesus, pigilin mo siya! Kasi, pigilin mo siya, Jesus, pigilin mo siya! Kasi...
Bautista is here now, sir.
Good. Ito yung harvester.
Thank you, sir.
Carding,
Then,
Okay.
Barista, take your time.
ngayon ko lang nabalitaan dito ka dinala. Kaya ngayon lamang ako nakadalaw dito. Hindi ka ba natutuwang ako'y naparito?
Isang bagay lamang ang ibig kong malaman.
Ano yung Carding?
Bakit si Jesus pa nagpahamak sa akin? Bakit siya pang bumalik sa akin?
Huwag siyang bigyan mo ng sala, Carding.
At sino pang ibig mong bigyan ko na sana?
Ang bigyan mo ng salay, ang pagsunod niya sa akin na ikaw ay pigilan upang huwag mo na kaming lisanin. At ang
Training tried reasoning with me,
kanyang kalakay.
tried justifying Jesus,
Ikaw rin ang may...
tried explaining that he was mad with grief,
Si magulang
that she didn't blame me for her parents' death, that she understood that she had come to help me.
At ang akala niya,
But now I didn't want any help.
Mabuti pa nga.
My mind was confused, filled with hate.
Sino tutulong? Ako?
She explained that the Army Board was now reviewing my record, that they would be fair and give me a chance to prove myself a true Filipino.
makita ka lamang niyang...
All these things meant nothing to me.
Natatawad mo siya.
Nothing.
Ay sapat ng pag-asa upang siya'y gumaling.
She insisted that I speak to
Ang
Jesus,
dahilan ng lahat na ito.
that if I didn't forgive him, he would never get well, that I should help him, that by helping him, I'd be helping myself. All right, I had enough.
Si darating.
In my confusion, I didn't care.
Ikaw nang bahala.
All I could think of was that I was betrayed by a boy whom I thought of as a brother, and that this boy had shot me down.
Kalalapit. Huwag ka lalapit siya sa'yo. Lumapit ka rito.
Bautista, during our investigation, you have never once admitted to believing in the Communist Manifesto. But you have admitted to being a hoax. Now I would like to understand your point of view.
I never considered the hoax communist. I always considered them as my fellow countrymen. That's all.
Your record is clean. We have no charges against you. If given a chance to start a new life, to work your life, to raise your family under the democratic principles, would you accept the offer?
That's what I thought I was fighting. It's all I ever wanted.
But, would you change your mind about the Hope movement?
I don't know, sir. I have to try it first. See if it works.
You see, Bautista, we feel that you're the kind of a man that will give it a chance to work. Especially with the excellent recommendation of our fellow officer, Captain Mendoza, of the military area where you were captured. The Army has a project called EDCOR. There, you'll be given a chance to live among settlers with your family. You want to go?
I'll try, sir.
Congratulations, Bautista.
Thank you, sir.
Carding.
EDCOR. EDCOR meant nothing to me. Yet here we were, starting on a trip that promised a new way of life for myself, my family, and Jesus when he had recovered. EDCOR, they said, was a community of settlers all working together, working to build the kind of life we had fought for in the hills, or at least we thought we had been fighting for. It sounded good, too good to be true. Yet, I wanted to give it a chance.
Nagsimula ng ating bagong pamumuhay. Ang nais ko lamang sana'y nakasama natin si Jesus.
We had arrived at Mindanao. This was to be our beginning. Training tried convincing me that the future was up to us now. And I think there was something inside of me that understood and made me believe that she was right.
Sana'y ating kinabukasan.
matataas na, oh!
Dahil ang panahon lahat, magagapas na yan.
At tayo naman makakabayad-bayad ng mga utang. Five! Tita! 96! Tita! 97! Tita!
Mga kaibigan, na kasama ko rito sa EDCOR. Ako ay nagpapasalamat sa inyo ng marami.
There was so much I wanted to say. So much I was grateful for.
Wala akong masasabi kung
I thank them for their trust in me. And I promise to do my best to remain worthy of their faith in me.
Upang matumbasan ko ang pagtitiwala ninyo sa akin. Maraming salamat po.
Ayun ang mga bagong settler.
Oo nga, no. Talagang dumadami tayo rito.
Maxie's sudden appearance at EDCOR was a shock. Of all people, I never expected to see him again.
Hindi mo sasalubungin yung bagong settler sa EDCOR. Alam mo stabilizer ako ngayon dito. Turo mo naman sa akin kung saan ang magiging bahay ko dito. Alam mo ibig na natin mga himik na inyo.
Ang hirap sa'yo, comrade, madali kang makalimot Yung pilat mo sa iyong mukha.
Maxie had always been sure of himself. He got into EDCOR as a stabilizer. They never suspected that he was a leading hook. He still spoke revolution. He reminded me of the past, of the debt I owed the hooks who gave me a hand when I was helpless. Maxie was here to destroy EDCOR, to use me and the rest as a means towards that end.
Subalit ito ay tunay. Dito, meron akong bigas, lupa, bahay, tahanan. At higit sa lahat ay ang kaalaman na ako'y nabibilang na ngayon sa mga taong may puri at dangal. Dito, meron akong simbahang dalanginan. Meron isang paralan para sa aking anak.
I tried to make him understand. To understand that this was real. Real land, rice. That I had gained a home and self-respect. That now I had a church to pray in. And a school in which my child could learn and grow into manhood without fear.
At isang malaking kabulanan. At nahikayat ka naman sa magandang ipinakita sa'yo dito sa tambakan ng mga hook na ipinatalo ang kanilang sariling kalooban. Kung hindi kita nakikilala, Carling, ay tatawagin kita isang mangmang. Isang duwag. Isang duwag ka mo?
Maxie reacted with contempt.
ko ang EDCOR.
He insisted that EDCOR was a scheme to destroy the Hope movement, and that then the army would leave us here in the jungles to rot.
Katotohanan. Ano pang magiging katotohanan sa mundo to? Wala na! Tingnan mo, yamang narito ka na rin lamang, Maxie. Bakit hindi natin bigyan ng isang magandang pagkakataon ng EDCOR upang may pakilala sa atin kung gaano kalinis at kung gaano kadakila ang kanilang adhikain sa atin? Ano, Maxie?
Adhikain.
I wanted him to give it a chance. I wanted in this way to pay him back for the great debt I owed him. If EDCOR didn't work, if all this was false, then I felt I'd lost faith in mankind.
Kaya dali mong pinagpalit ng iyong pagkatao sa isang dampang gigiray-giray, isang dakot na binhi, Carding.
Maxie must have sensed my confusion. He appealed to our past friendship, reminded me that I spent 7 years in the hills fighting, and was now ready to give up the whole cause after only 8 months at EDCOR. 8 months as against 7 years. And the scar on my face. He reminded me of that too. He insisted that I give him this chance to prove that he was right. That with my help we could both do more for the cause now than we had at any other time. I wanted time to think things over. But Maxie pressed me. Asked for my faith in him to show itself. I owed him that much. 7 years against 8 months. Perhaps he was right. Perhaps all this was really a trap. I began to think. Maybe it was a trap.
Bakit? Tinanong kung dito kita kausapin sapagkat hindi ko ibig malaman ng mga mamayan dito. Ang sasabihin ko sa iyo.
Huwag ka na magpaligoy-ligoy. Diretso mo na. Ano ibig mo sabihin?
Ang tungkol kay Maxie.
Anong tungkol kay Maxie?
Si Maxie ay isang...
Stabilizer.
Nagkakamali ka. Nagpunta rito si Maxie upang simulan ng dating adhikain na kanyang pinasimulan noong araw. At yan ibig niyang pairalin ngayon.
Utang na loob. Huwag mo akong pakialaman. Ano lamang kung ginagawa ko? Baka lang pati ikaw ay masaktan.
Carding, mahalin mo nga ako masaktan. Sapagkat ikaw ay mahal sa akin. Subalit dapat mo malaman na ginagawa ko ito sa kapakanan mo rin. Hindi ba nakita ang ating maunlad na pamumuhay dito? At saan mo dadalhin ang pagtitiwalang nilagak sa'yo ng mga tao?
Ano ba kung saan dadalhin ang sinasabi mo? Basta itong tandaan mo, huwag mo akong pakialaman. Nalalaman kong ginagawa ko. Tapos ang salitaan. Ano pa? Ang ulit mo eh.
Carding, kung hindi ka magbabago ng iyong paniniwala, ay mapipilitan akong miski saan mang paraan ay paratingin ito sa namamahala dito sa atin.
Inuulit ko sa iyo, huwag kang gagawa ng masamang hakbang, utang na loob. Hindi ko sana ibig na tayo magkasukatan pa.
Carding, ako hindi madaling takti. At
Felipe made it clear that if I didn't do something about Maxie, he would. I warned him to mind his own business unless he wanted to get hurt. Felipe reminded me that he was afraid of nothing, warned me again, and left.
Hindi ka ba sasama sa amin?
Ang mabuti training, kayo nalandaan ay magpunta sa party.
Training felt that there was something wrong. She also knew that Maxie was up to something destructive.
Bakit ka na naman hindi sasama? Dahil na naman kay Maxie, ano?
She thought I had changed since Maxie arrived. I tried holding her off, but Trining was fearful that this new life of ours would be destroyed.
Wala na tayo ng katahimikan.
She considered that now we were free after years in the hills,
Ano bang kailangan niya sa'yo?
that I owed a greater debt to Edcor than I could ever owe any man, even Maxie.
Alam mo bang anyo mo?
I had enough. My mind was set. I wanted people to stop pushing me.
Huwag mong pabayaan wasakin niya ang ating kaligayahan at agawin niya ang ating kalayaan.
Kalayaan. Kalayaan bang matatawag yan? Bigyan tayo ng mga sundalo.
Sa Makatwide, meron nga kayong binabalak gawin. Sapagkat ang pananalitang yan ay pananalita ni Maxie.
Training, mahal ko. Maaari bang ang araw na ito na dispiras ng Pasko, iukulan natin sa katahimikan at kapayapaan? Kayo na lamang ni Danny pumunta sa party. Maaari ba?
Hindi. Napapanahon na upang harapin mo ang katotohanan. Karting, nagpunta tayo rito ng marinis ang ating budhi. At ipagpatuloy natin ang paninalig at paniniwala nilang yang tayo hindi nagbabago sapagkat sila hindi pa nagkukulang sa atin.
Ano ba pinagsasabi mo? Wala pa namang nangyayari ah.
Wala nga. Ngunit may mangyayari.
Trining took a strong and desperate stand. She wanted our child to grow up with a future. She didn't want to wake up one morning in fear and find that he had left for the hills, or dead like her family, or a raving fool like Jesus.
Ayaw ko magparis kay Jesus na nawala ng isip. Kaya't pinakikiusap ko sa'yo. Karting, huwag mong pabayaang mataray ka ni Maxie. At ipinahihiwatig ko sa'yo ito. Kung magpapatuloy ka ng pagsama sa kanya, ay hindi na ako makapagpapatuloy pa ng pakikisama sa'yo. Inuulit ko sa'yo, Karting. Minamahal kita. Ngunit, hindi ko maaaring pabayaang mawasak niya ang ating tahanan. Kaya't,
Trining had
kung
come
mahal
to a
mo pa kami ni
decision.
Daddy,
I had to choose between life with her or one with Maxie and the cause.
Daddy, tayo na.
Antayin mo ko!
Intindihin niyo ang sasabihin ko. Guardhouse, signal center, armory, barracks, headquarters, at ito ang simbahan. Sapagkat ang karamihan sa mga tao ay natitipon dito, at konti lamang kawalang nanalabi dito sa signal center at dito sa barracks. Kung tayo maglalagay ng masinggan dito, at saka dito, ay atin ang buong kampo. Group 1, sa guardhouse. Group 2, signal center. Group 3, ikaw ang sasama sa akin upang pumasok sa loob ng armory.
Ako, Maxie, anong gagawin ko?
Ikaw ay walang gagawin kundi sumama sa akin upang pumasok sa loob ng armory.
At kung makuha na natin, gagamitin ba natin?
Oo, anak ko.
Ngunit kung sumugod pa rin sila.
Pag nagkamali silang sumugod ay lipulin natin lahat. Lahat!
Pati ba ang mga tao?
Lahat! Tayo na!
Felipe wanted to know where Maxie was.
Bakit sa akin may tatanong? Ako pati kapag-alaga niya?
Siya lamang wala rito at ang kanyang
I told him to find out for himself.
Bakit di mo tanong sa kanya? Huwag mo ako balahin, Felipe.
He moved away. I knew he would go to the captain, that he would try warning him about Maxie's true purpose. But there was nothing I could do to stop him now.
May mas mangyayari ngayon.
Bakit ka nagsalitang ganyan?
Sapagkat si Kading ay kasabot ni Maxie.
Anong ibig mong sabihin?
Tingnan ninyo. Sa mga aking hinala, si Maxie at iba niya mga kasamahan ay wala rito ngayon.
O ngayon?
Si Maxie isang masamang tao. Natitiyak kung kaya siya pumunta rito sa Edgar ay upang masakin ng bayang ito. Narinig ko ang kanilang pag-uusap. Nasa panig nila si Kading. Paniwalaan ninyo.
Mahirap kong paniwalaan tungkol kay Carding.
Ngunit, Kapitan, yan ang buong katotohanan. Si Maxie isang leader ng mga hook.
Yan ang katotohanan.
Felipe, I don't want to panic the people for something that might turn out wrong. Captain!
Yes, sir.
Go to the guest house. Phone signal and have them locate Maxie and bring him here fast.
Yes, sir.
Captain, they have taken the armory and cut the communications.
What?
Ano po nangyari? Ibig ni Maxie lumpikin ang buong kampo. Talaga mo gagawin namin. Arrest this man!
Garding!
Follow me!
Garding!
Bigyan niyo ako ng pagkakataon ka magpahiwalag! Pilipi! Bigyan niyo ang pagkakataon! Ay, sige sa may kanto. Papagtas kami dito. Alright! Captain, take over the detail. Yes, sir. I'll follow me here. Ben, follow me. Civilians, get out! Bigyan niyo kami ng baril! Lalaban din kami! You will fight? Kung laban ninyo, laban din namin! Good! Tawalan niyo ko! Ano ba?
Maxie was mad with power, with hate and desire to destroy. He insisted that there were no ex-hooks, only dead ones. He threatened to clean the place out unless the army surrendered. He warned the settlers that if they didn't join him, they'd die for nothing. He used me as an example of a real hook. Me, their own mayor.
Ayong mga lalaki, ito na ang malaking pagkakataon ninyo. Sumama kayo sa amin at ipagpatuloy natin ang ating sinimula sa Luzon. Yang alkalde niyo si Karding, yan ay kasamahan natin. What's that on the fight, Maxie? Watch out! Ito ay hindi nagbibiro!
I could stand this no longer.
Hold your fire, man! Maxie! Huwag muna kayo magpapaputo! Antayin niyo ako makalipat dyan! Huwag kayong kikilos! Pabayaan niyo makalapit sa Karding! Kung hindi... Langit, Karding! Kung di na akong tama ang Karding, kundi dahil sa'yo. Nakabayad na ako sa'yo ng utang. Oo. Nakabayad ka. Ano?
Maxie thanked me for saving his life, and I told him I was happy I had squared that debt. He was now at the height of his glory. I insisted on using the machine gun. Remember, Maxie, how I used to use the machine gun? This was like old times to Maxie. So as I got into position, he raved on, threatening to destroy them all, to show them all what the hooks were like, what they were really like. Kill! Kill! That's all he could think of. Kill!
Sige, galing! Kayo na! Opo sila, sige! Kayo ba, Maxie? Kayo na? Pati! Maxie! Pati! Nakikilos!
Maxie was stunned. He pleaded desperately. In the name of our friendship, the hooks, the cause, I held fast, thinking only of what men like Maxie had done to my life, and the lives of thousands of men like me. I could think only of Training and my child. As he pleaded, I saw him for what he was, for the lie which he represented. This was not a man, a human being, but a fanatic, a disease of destruction that must be destroyed.
Isusuko ba natin ang labirin? Ante, kumayo ka! Ante!
This I knew. Men like Maxie would use me no longer. That the hooks were wrong, misguided. Men who were being led by traitors, used to destroy our freedom. As I walked away, I knew I was not alone. That I had found the truth. EDCOR was our hope in the future. It must work. And I was in this moment determined to give it a chance.